Hello friends. Today I'd like to talk about something and I have a very simple solution to it. That's not an invention. Anybody can make it. It's already a public domain. Some people already make them. But if you don't, then you really need to watch this video. What I'm speaking of are sleeves. Sleeves for your cards in your wallet. The cards that have chips and barcodes and anything that can be scanned. Now, after talking to friends, some of them technicians, they all say the same thing, that everything has its advantages and disadvantages. I say that if the bank tells you something's more secure, assume it's not. Protect yourself. I have something here for your card that I'd like to show you, and you can make a lot of them. It's very easy to make. Now, I start with a piece of label paper, a piece of aluminum foil, and duct tape. It's very simple to do. I also have on me, instead of using a valuable debit or credit card or a driver's license that you don't want to risk cutting up, I use something I call a card that's not important, like a dummy card, a gift card or a Staples reward card or a library card that's of the same size plastic. Now, I take my crack and peel paper and you slice them into, you have reams of paper that you buy, you slice them into 6 inches by 4.5 inches, perfect size. You slice the same size with your aluminum foil. Now, I'm going to take my crack and peel paper like this. You can use Avery paper too, but I don't know if it's cut straight. It's only cut in 2 places and you can't crack it up like this. And I take my card, like a Staples reward card or a gift card, I take the card and I put it in here, like this. Now, since I'm not going to be measuring inches, I'm going to use a standard size card and I'm going to fold it over. Because when you fold around the card, you're measuring for the size of your credit card sleeve. There's no actual official name for them. Like this. And you don't push the fold too hard because you want the card to be able to slide in and out and pull it in and out. So like this. So, now, good idea not to get it on the table like that because then it sticks to the table. You can actually fold it in your hand. You don't actually have to put it on the table. Make sure that the sticky side is out so it doesn't stick to the card. That's the first reason why you would want to make sure the sticky side is out. The second reason that I'm about to show you in a minute. Meanwhile, I'm cutting in 2 places on the side of the card at one end, or the sleeve, should I say, so that I can fold up a flap. Now don't fold it over. You don't want to fold the flap over totally because then it'll stick to the rest of the paper. I just want to fold it up enough so that I can cut off the flap like this. Now, even if it's not the straightest cut in the world, the important one is that flap that's still there, that's still sticking out. I'm going to push my card up to where that flap is, and I'm going to fold the flap over the card and have a straight fold. It's better if you can cut straight, but if you can't, it's no biggie. Now, that's the first step. Now we have the aluminum foil. The aluminum foil I'm going to take and this is where I'm going to rest the label paper on the aluminum foil like this. So it's straight. So that the card can fall out, I'm going to put it back in. Because I'm going to need it inside there. Now, in this case, I'm going to fold the aluminum foil over the part of the label paper like this. Make sure that it's all folded over, that none of it's sticking out. And you also want to fold it from the other side too. Works like this. Now, there's always going to be an excess of label paper and an excess of aluminum foil. It's better to come up extra than come up short. You never want to come up short. I'm going to cut off the extra flap of aluminum foil from there so that it doesn't stick out and you might think that the card is falling apart. And I cut it and I take it off like this. And then I fold the bottom flap up because the bottom part of the sleeve is going to always be closed, and you're going to have one opening and one closed side. Now, just so there's not too much aluminum foil, I don't cut off all the flap, but just part of it like this. And now, I take my duct tape, which I am told has metal properties, and this is something I should have known in high school and probably did, but I've been thinking about too many other things. But since I don't have a bachelor's degree, I didn't forget about everything. And I take a strip like this, about maybe, say, 6 inches long, and I tear it off. I'm going to use it for the bottom of the card, like this. Now I can lay it down with the sticky side up, and I put the existing part of what aluminum foil is covering onto the duct tape. You must use duct tape or aluminum tape because of the properties of metal. Now I'm going to take my scissor and I'm going to cut near the corners the duct tape like this so that I can allow a flap to come over. And then I'm going to wrap around and fold over those flaps. And every time I wrap tape around, I'm going to cut another corner like this. See that? So that a flap can go in, because you don't want any of the excess duct tape sticking out. It won't fit in your wallet. And you push it around like that, and then you push the final flap over. Then you take another part of the duct tape, and this is important that you make sure your card is in all the way and doesn't fall out, because that part is going to be covered. So, and you lay it on down and you put the holder on there. Now, you're going to be wrapping this around the existing part of the holder, and the other flap goes around like that. Okay? And you have to make sure that it's straight and that the card is all the way in, because you don't, when you cut the excess off, you don't want to cut the card. See? So that's how you can tell, because you can fold like this. Then you take a final strip of duct tape. You only need 3 strips of duct tape for the holder, and you wrap it around the middle like this, and it goes around. Now, what I'm going to do here is, since I was able to get the card in all the way, I'm going to cut it, the excess, on my paper cutter, which you're not going to see. It's not in the video, but it's right over here, and I'm going to cut a straight edge along so that you have something like this. See? You can stick your finger in there and reach for your card. But that's too much. So you want to be able to keep on cutting a little more off until you don't have too much excess. Like this. And you make sure that it's less than 4 inches long, because you want it to fit in your wallet. See? And it's a perfect thing for your card. See? Card goes in, card goes out. You can reach in with your finger like that, or you can go like this. Very simple. I don't have a purse. I use only wallets. But if you have a purse, you can add an extra piece of duct tape over as a flap to hold the card in so it doesn't fall out when it's inside your purse. But most people have wallets, even those who have purses. This is so easy that you can figure it out yourself, and after practicing to make so many, it's like nothing. But if you have a problem, get an adult to help you. I highly suggest this because this card, okay, holder, is going to be important. It'll stop people from being able to scan your information. There's more to all important cards like debit cards and driver's licenses and so forth than what's printed on the card. You need to remember that. If they can scan your card, they'll take your information, they'll have everything they need. But if the scanner doesn't go through the metal, then they can't take your information. They'll walk away without something from you that they really wanted. So I wish you good luck, and I hope that this helps a lot of people. You can make a whole bunch of them. It costs next to nothing.